Give thanks and praise to the mystic laws of the universe and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our thoughts and our paths in all ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. We do give thanks and praise. Salute free people, clarity, fundamental rights versus civil rights. Now, why I like use the term fundamental, it removes the generality. Understand? And because I'm in a dislocation where whatever laws them are purport out there derive from the common law of England, and because we're there within the Commonwealth, yeah, we say fundamental rights, which is separate and distinct from civil rights. Now, on the mainland, United States of America, they would use the term civil liberties. So they would have civil rights and civil liberties. Again, I know use the civil liberties because I'm there in the area where we say our documents say we have the fundamental, right to do all kind of things. Yeah. Let me be more formal then. The Jamaica Constitution, Chapter 3, is where you'll find the Bill of Rights for Jamaica. However, when I just call it Bill of Rights, we give the long, that's a term, not the short term. So for us, it's called the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom. That's the law where apply to us as man and woman. Now, there is also what is known as civil law. Let me read from notes, and then we can just chant and flow. Now, I must say fundamental rights are freedoms guaranteed to you, the man and woman, by the Constitution to protect you, the man and woman, from tyranny. Remember, I said guaranteed. We can break down the term guarantee would be a formal promise or assurance. And when them say formal promise, this is where all public entities have to subscribe their own oath of allegiance to this constitution, to its laws, and to serve the people well. Now, again, my people, this is where we are talking about the fundamental rights and freedom. On the mainland, where the Joel Jaguar, they will call it civil liberties. But because we not civil, we're not going to deal with no civility. So there is no civil, not all that can apply to it. What it can apply to is our legal entity, never to I as man. We stand up where the foundation is and where the fundamental Bill of Rights is expressed. An example of fundamental rights and freedom or civil liberties would be the right to life, the right to own property, these things, On the mainland, they would say an example would be the First Amendment amendment right to freedom of speech. In other words, when we're talking about and tell us, we cannot say this or we cannot say that. That's why on this island, when we say our little low IQ agents, I say you cannot say this or they will arrest you, and you cannot say that or they will arrest you. That can only occur when you're being regulated as if you are the legal entity. In other words, that's when you're a subject citizen. You understand? That's when them can tell you all of these nonsense. It have nothing to do with where the fundamental rights and freedoms are. Again, fundamental rights are freedoms guaranteed to you, Joel Jaguar, and all of my Awakan warriors by any constitution that is presented in any corporate country, any corporate state, to protect you from tyranny. That means Andrew and Fiend legal team aware of this and then totally hear me express it. What I'm now going to do is break it down to our common people, just like on the mainland. Now, when we talk about civil rights, we are talking about civil rights which would be in contrast, as they would write it, meaning it's separate and distinct from fundamental rights. Because when we use that term, or when they use the term in contrast, then really I mean the state of being strikingly different from the fundamental rights where we just express. So civil rights is opposed to fundamental rights and freedom, my people. Now try to bring this clarity as best as I can. I know people have talked about rights, but when they use rights, if you just say, hey, me have rights, it's like when me and Jaguar reason and I might express the UCC 1-308, when I must say the document I gotta say you have the right, but you must also express that I always use the fundamental rights and freedom. Why do I do that? Because I not use general term when I work with the generality. That's where deception lies. So when I say fundamental rights and freedoms, I'm being specific. At the distinction that everybody can talk about rights, but if you're a citizen, you can only have civil rights. Once you're a citizen, you kind of remove yourself from the fundamental rights and freedom, and this is where we are expressed, the distinction, the difference. So with civil rights, which is separate, distinct, and opposed to the fundamental rights, civil rights are the legal rights detailed in federal laws and statutes that protects you, the citizens, from discrimination. So civil rights deal with just discrimination, and civil rights are the legal standards, alternatively used as rules and regulation. So when I hear legality, that's where it comes from. Statutes, you understand? Federal law, this is what go on in Jamaica. In the traffic area, it's called federal laws. That's why I'm telling myself, I really, the birth certificate, them I interact with. When them I try step it up to the fundamental rights and freedom were guaranteed, them are carrying in the Supreme Court. This is why them have a variety of different courts. Them have some what them call the Supreme Court, Article 3, and then them have inferior court. These are these business ventures that is out there. Even though the Supreme Court itself has, it has become a part of the business. However, they are regulated by different standards. And this is what I express. When you say you have civil rights, it's separate and distinct from the divine rights. Because remember, civil rights are deal with the federal laws and statutes that protect you from when the police lick in your face or spit on you or racially profile you, discrimination. While your fundamental rights and freedoms, see, the fundamental rights are freedoms guaranteed. Now, When we say guaranteed, we are place emphasis there because here on the island, within the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom, that instrument specifically said it is guaranteed. You understand? It also said it shall be binding upon all public entities. So when we talk out here at the law me use as reference, this is why Babylon look at me like, our style it so. Our, you know, on you know, our sentence structure is so, eloquent. Yeah, it's like poetry, but it's actually the very document they are express. It's just my style. They can't get around it. This is why I say we are dealing with law. I care zero whatever anybody else I deal with out there. Because I know them have a oath of allegiance to the law, the proper law. That's why we invoke them constitutional oath so them stay proper. We move them from the civility and bring them where them have to stay correct. Them know it, Early on, them never know it, cause that's why I'm mash up all kind of court here on the island. But when them get overseas help and thing, this is when the judge says, she don't want me to talk, cause that's the only way them can stop it. I know they are my public servant. Even if me a drive a pro box, even if me just a ride my bicycle, even if me a walk, me don't even own a car, even if I'm just a humble, poor man. And when we say poor, we mean poor in the materialistic finances, whether out there, put it that way. Our wealth is limitless, and so, well, we kind of know that. But through we simple then, put it that way, and we, exercise a different kind of humility. Yeah, man. Then we look past it easily. Yeah, man. I'm gonna want to start yap and get too far away from the point where me I make where me I say, warriors, when you're colonized, you never can break it down like how me I break it down for you be specific and for you know the distinction. If you're out there talking to these corporate people in their corporate capacity, and you're saying you have all kind of rights without being specific, they can only deal with you in a civil capacity. That's it. Now, when you're being specific, it changes everything. When I talk about civil rights, when I talk about fundamental rights that is guaranteed. Civil rights now are something else. These are legal rights detailed in federal laws and statutes to protect you from discrimination. An example of civil rights is the right to be free from employment discrimination. This is when them have you as in the labor force as human resource, where you have an employer and you are the employee, no different from you have a slave master, you understand? And you're the slave. However, them give some finances where them say, while the paper money, them say compensate for your sweat equity. However, because we are evolved now, them are change up everything, so we have to make sure we stay abreast or at least make an effort. So this is why I try to bring this clarity to say, watch out. The system that is in place can only operate as a corporation, as a business, so them only can deal with civility. Them fool we ancestors, because we ancestors never have it this clearly. Our ancestors did not have this clarity. And if they did, those are the ones that sell out. Pay attention, I am he. And from a step out in a YouTube there, them can look at the tape. I live in a community, I'm not really isolated, so one thing I can say, yeah man, I know him, man. Yeah man, I am he, authentic. And me I say, boy, I stand up on the fundamental rights and freedom, but separate and distinct from the civil rights, where, I call privileges. Again, a distinction we are talking about with being specific. So my warriors out there, when you not hear me and when I go express myself, pay attention. I'm specific. Don't rearrange your information because of the level of information where you probably gain access to now. You see, when you ask me, I'm gonna explain to you what it is. It's just like how me and Jaguar reason. And we'll break down a lot of things. Once you ask me, I'm gonna express where me I come from, my breakdown, my understanding, my clarity, my comprehension, my intellectual property. It's all mine. It belongs to me. I'm in a mind I express it in order to bring clarity to my people, whether, you know, down on the base level. When they are try prove anything, this is why I tell my people keep a record of everything. So you know if you try prove nothing, you just validate anything where you have said. And this is where me I validate say there is a distinction out there, my people. But Babylon, these ones, these attorneys will use word wizardry to deceive you. It's like Joel Jaguar case. They can't move that case because them supposed to dismiss that case with prejudice because them have no case. Joel Jaguar is in court right now because a police officer who is racist. Her name is Feral Dosey, badge number 232. She's working with another racist state trooper, Kevin M. Bates. He's the ringleader. And this lady attack Joel Jaguar, tell him say he might drive without license on Nantucket Island, which is their private country club, and he need to have license. He need to have all kind of slave pass. It not apply to Joel Jaguar, just like how it doesn't apply to me. I will prove it. However, because it's a gangster place around a Nantucket where them on a normal street side gangsters are not like that. These people are the multi-billionaire type of people. But they are, them would know that, again, it's out of our little, you know what I mean, league. When me cannot express it like this, I'm going to throw me, I look on it spiritually. So if me have to chant it, I'm not all. The ancestral spirit will animate me. This is why I'm telling these jokers can't get around me. And any day, a day for the judgment, I'm not going to really see. I'm not gonna really say, like now I'm say warning out there. The item of to choose to get out of her. By renouncing your citizenship is the very first step. Yeah. And whatever them have attached to that entity out there, because you renounce, it put a monkey wrench in their thing right now. Them have always try to get if it agree, have you on paper. So you sign something. Joel Jaguar don't ever sign nothing anymore without your consult, your private counsel. You understand? Whenever you're in any jam and to make any decision, even when you're in court, you say, listen, I can't make such a decision without consulting my counsel. And you know they're right round the corner. Them can't move, or you have to regulate this. Listen, I'll tell you people another trick. When the police are carry you in a court, it's the moment you choose not to participate, that's it. Them go scope, them are going to threaten you, them are going to lock you. But once you choose not to participate, I need two to participate. And the law said that. This is why the judge them always have the old time style where as they go in, them ask you your name. You understand? Because they want to associate you with the legal entity, that legal property, so you can create joinder. And once you admit the name without expressing, say, the difference or creating a separation of entity, then you naturally traverse. These are legal terms. The attorney them know it well. So you can't just run in and attack. It don't work that way. A lot of things when I tell the I them publicly on the YouTube. A lot of other things that I experience that I make discern these things, because you have certain things and when you're in the situation you have to, discern what go on. Your intuition have to up there so you can, you know, grasp anything where you don't even know it, but it will come to you clear. And you have to be able to listen. When you want to disrupt the court, you can disrupt the court. But if you want to learn, like when we want to disrupt the court, we talk and pop, pop, pop. And the judge with that, Mr. Dallas, Mr. I said, them deal with me. And you got to, you know what I mean? And then I try to explain to me, and you have to listen. And yeah, but so when you want to learn something, you don't ever just react to them argument, them question, not all in a reactive. Make them ask if you order hearing, like Chief Judge Chester Crooks asked me if I order hearing. I tell him no, I just think about the question he asks. That's all, that's a process it. So I can make sure, I want to make sure I hear the question correctly. I just want clarification. And then me use the word honorable clarification. And when I say honorable clarification, I guess that impressed the judge and just sit back in and see it and I'm dead with A. I had a lot of fun in those courts. It wasn't all rough and tough and no, me I tell you the truth, Jaguar. Once you reach a level for know that it's business, it's not necessarily as combative, it's adversarial enough because it's one against each other, but it's really argumentative. So you have to write on paper, place it on the court, alert the court that you have a document there. That's when the document is on the record. However, even when them now are read, you know you have a date stamp which is initial, then that is verification so that they have the information. But then just a choose to be criminal because listen, it's profiting. We are talking about a lot of money. Don't just think that because of Jamaica, there's no a US money them a eat half a year documents when they say them a pay them giving the people. That's why these people can live lavishly. You understand? And so them have title of nobility. Listen to me carefully. I'm Nestorian king. Listen again. It's all fallacy. This is why I would tell them quick, I got suck your mother. Who you have to? And now I go do it in them code with them can't give me nonsense. But we come from a platform and hurt them feelings. And listen to me now, people. I do hurt them feelings. When I talk, I cut some card where one of my things are just my comedic moment. But you see those people, them I ask themselves how me know these things. Why me have them kind of information there? That's what them ask themselves. But the average people are gonna say, boy, I think man no easy and them laugh. But these people know so when me I say, boy, man tidy, them know me I look right in that bedroom, like literally. And I look on them and know so them supposed to live up full and them not. You understand? Some of these women judge because them are judged with authority. Sometimes they don't know if they carry and conduct themselves privately. You can't tell them that. No different from some of these men. You understand? That's why I say, warrior, when you find your discipline and can hold your order, it's your order, and nobody else's order. But when you can hold your order where you just live upright to the best of your ability, I'm telling you, you outclass a lot of these public servants by miles. The things them where you won't do and will never do, then do it leisurely. I'm going to talk about where morality is concerned. So these people not impress me. I man no mind not test the spirit. So when them show respect, I'm humble and reciprocate. But it's the moment any one of them joke you try to deal with me like me as some little boy, like me go in a court and see some little picnic about them a judge and want to talk to me some way. That's when me get away and say, go suck your mother, sodomite boy. And if you want to fight, fight, because I know enough security, I tell them I say, it don't mean nothing. We were coming on our home. Cause remember, what we don't understand says it's some amount of security we want to have. Ask them which part them live, no man. Ask some of them where them grow. And ask them when them left your yard from unsecure your head, who ever secure for them one? Who ever secure for them people? You think them a fool? Telling us that are the common people cleaning the house. And when me a Nestorian king, me have access to all of them. But I just can't carry them birds. Me have to put them in one place and say, watch out, you're too loud. Cause once me attach to one, me hear all of it. It's like street. I hear everything. I can have a group chat and I can just hear a one call me and me I tell them about what going in them place and them have to wonder how me know. I'm in there nowhere in the same continent or the area where them there. But them thing that drain your energy, Rasta. You have ones where, yeah, the ones them out there where know this thing, them will know these things. And Mickey Mouse people that talk about them on group chat. This is when people not have knowledge, so them create a big group area to see how them can cipher information from here, there, and everywhere. This is why a lot of them are try invite me to them thing and then realize that when I get involved, because me a sovereign, when I get me can't mix with non-sovereign, joker, and not fair express myself like me. Fuck off with that privacy. That's how I maintain the slavery. Again, F off with your privacy. How can you be private when you're enslaved? Pussy. My attitude is, I take it or leave it, I'm not beg on nothing. A clarity we are bring. Yeah, man. So there's a distinct difference between your fundamental rights where we chant and the civil rights where them impose upon slaves. Now go on like one and hear me. I think I should post this thing out there when I can read with me. But yeah, them I hear me clearly because more time I put things to read and I have enough people can't even read, so them rather when I talk. Yeah, so yeah, them I forget it clearly, man. Now, again, fundamental rights deal with freedoms guaranteed to you or to we the people by the Constitution to protect us from tyranny. So what Andrew Holiness are doing, he just can go on with himself, a tyranny that. When they can't talk to the politician and them serve your interest, it's tyranny. And where though it not just come one time, it gradually develop to where a total slavery being expressed publicly. So what I'm gonna do is try sensitize the people and to a point where, oh, just listen to the authority. All when the pussy never got law school. What kind of authority you can have when you come in front of a man like me who is superior court justice? There's nothing higher than I. Nothing higher than I. It's only the most high. And I am derived from the most high. Our information is divine. The law what me emphasize, you know, you hear me say, universal law, a divinity that man. Because uni mean one. Who miss that? Who miss it? Yeah man, when you hear them say universe, uni mean one. Yo, me I tell us that the man them beat my people to a yo. And when I talk some simple way, it lit people chip, literally. It's like when me I express to them the distinction between the male and the man. I'm going to express that the public entities out there can only interact or interface with the male or the female, and that is how they were taught. Why? It is impossible for these entities to gain any kind of jurisdiction, which is authority or control over the man, unless they deceive the man and the man know himself and submit. Let me in front any judicator and let we explain and let's discuss it. There's a clarity for my basic people. So now let them tell you about the civility, that are the slavery. You understand? You're supposed to stand up on fundamental rights that is guaranteed. This is why Babylon do what them want with us, because them are work under the civil rights and civility and that civil law and all that civil nonsense for all the civilians. This is why I hear me say, hey, I'm savage because me not colonize. If I colonize, then I'll be civil. And all of these civility will apply to me. Hey, again, let me repeat that. I'm on savage Rasta. Yes, I savage in my sovereign state capacity as West Indian. Which boy out there, which sodomite out there can rebut me? Which pussy? None. Which judge? None. Which Congress? None. You know, I hear me talking. You tear up on the internationally. Yeah, man. I'm going to do that effortlessly. I'm gonna need a crowd, I'm gonna need an audience, I'm gonna need an applaud for that. I bring clarity for free eye people. That are for the ones that we choose to be free. And not everybody wants this freedom. Really. So when I wanna express themselves or I choose to be free, allow them to be. Or face the judgment. I remember, any man will interfere with the next man's liberty, which is the next man's fundamental rights and freedom. He does so at his own peril. When a boy violate that way, wants to go around which part he might come from and raise it. You understand? Like when he might look for go back to that location and crying, I'm going in him, but he might see it. And as he bow him that cry, he might realize that boy, it's separated from his body. Judgment. Why? For all of you public entities, whether or not elected or appointed, have to have to submit to the constitutional laws were out there. So only subscribe on their own own. But people are walk away from that and I thought nonsense. Don't try that with me. That's why I direct my people before I'm gonna write on paper and the documents are gonna express say you invoke, you acknowledge and accept them ban and public oath of all public entities in full accord, stuff like that. You secure that first. And any documentation you're gonna put your initial on, your signature on, your autograph on, your mark on. You have to secure that area. How you secure it? Without prejudice, pursuant to the UCC Uniform Commercial Code 1-308. And my brethren Joel Jaguar expressed that in my description area. It will express what without prejudice mean. For some of my low IQ people, don't go into the court until the judge said it means you're not prejudiced against the white-faced judge or the Chinese-faced judge, or you're not prejudiced against anyone. Don't do that. Right? It has nothing to do with that. This is why we apply ourselves out here. Now, what's our civil rights? Again, concerns the basic right to be free from, listen again, these are civil rights. Nothing to do with, freedoms. It has to do with concern the basic right to be free from unequal treatment based on certain protected characteristics. You hear that? Real slavery them I talk about. Again, we say civil rights are generally associated with protecting minority group like these African Americans. Well, I'm not going to say it because I read the document and see them African American at the end of it. So I think I kind of rush it. But I just know say only one group of people is classified as African American and it have nothing to do with West Indians. We as West Indian, we just enough and licky. Everything we just push yourself up in a, so them just assimilate with. So that's why Nantucket Bar Association Council that is operating outside of the law, that's what them are trying to do. This is what them do with Joel Jaguar. This is why when you hear the judge in the court, that's why I said later them can't touch Joel Jaguar because Joel Jaguar got all of these experience. He's going to realize that once him going to the court and the judge has said certain thing, just listen to what I don't even hear the question what the judge asked Joel Jaguar. Really. Me I forgot ask, me I forgot listen to the tape again. Me not hear the question. And this is what me I tell Jaguar say, listen, it's only when you want to disrupt the court you just go on a certain way. But when you want to learn, especially when you say the thing, if the pressure gets so hard and instead of them have to back up, now you want to learn because them are trying to negotiate with you, you know. I saw them work, you know. They can't talk for no guru, you know, because I tell us that most of them guru are something else. Rate, respect, and love them, you know. But me always a challenge the guru because I say them a step with this kind of freedom that is validated. You can't write on paper and say you're free. Where you mess you get that from? And sit down comfortably in some office. You don't even want to go in at the gym. If me and you for do a walking race, just one block, you're not gonna make it walking. And that is not good. Anytime you come out here deal with them kind of thing, you have to really deal with our people. The most you're gonna put you a certain way. Yeah man, where you're gonna see the most divinity upon you. You don't need no big vroom vroom car. You don't need all of those, you know, imagery. I try to attain authenticity where is an impossibility because it is only imagery, meaning y'all are fake. There's mess out there. But we can't burn no because it's a scam, it's a phone hustle. And we have no family to take care of. So if I man allow myself to be fooled, nobody can get involved in that. So I man there to bring information so my people will choose can stop fooling themselves or won't be fooled by anybody else. Why? Because they might apply themselves for themselves. That's it. You apply yourself for yourself. You don't apply yourself for me or for anybody else. It's for you. Why? Because you have a business trust out there. That's what the birth certificate represents. What most of y'all know nothing about. That's why you have Donald D. Hart or D. Kelly over in Spanish Town. These are the clerks, the court clerks. That's what them are dealing with. That's the business. And it's a lucrative. Listen, millions of that. Listen. Yeah, that's why these people treat you so they'll lock you in. So they'll unalive you too, you know. Don't feel like these people won't unalive you. They will. Yeah, especially when you have a certain energy for them can know that there shall be a consequence where your bloodline shall be removed from the earth. And everybody thought them way, you know. And then everybody really goes, you know, well, at least touch the depths. Like how you were bringing forward. That's why you know, say, I can't meet. I have nothing to do with me. Yeah, man, everything to do with the ancient ancestral spirit we are underneath. That's why I'm a Nestorian king. Servant to my people. No grandiosity. No. But no pussy can't come in front of me when I have knowledge. You don't come in front of me, colonize. I thought, oh, you know anything at all. I might just decapitate you. Yeah, man. Leave your head right where it is. Don't come in front and come on like you want to play a game. That's why I don't like when I want to do them thing that come in. It's like when the judgment, when you're not qualified, stay silent and learn. Don't push up your little low IQ, criminal, dunce behavior, and knowledge over ignorance around you, but not pussy in there. Yeah, anything we wanna come with, we don't have a problem. We say rightful behavior. We don't want to come close to it. You know, no rifle and I talk about, you know, I'm not sure what right as a 10 foot. No, no. Rifle, me no want that no more. Me don't even want the far, the closest me want that to you is at least within a 300 yard range. Me no want to be no closer to you than that, Joker. So you don't know me, I don't even want to see me. That me I tell you no. Rifle behavior. And you know we love our, you know, sword and our knife, and so you know say we're supposed to at least capable. That's why I tell the ones that you know, I can't just go out there and be an aggressor. The moment you aggressor, especially when you know you have an energy and thing, you can't be an aggressor. Watch me. All when Babylon not beat you, the ancestors them are gonna beat you. Rasta. I tell you that. Yeah, man, it's like abuse of power. You get a rotted judgment when you do that thing. That truly. That's why you warn them. And you see when them now want to take the warning, then you're telling them how to play. For them blood upon them shoulder, man. You wipe out everything and you sleep like a baby. You don't even, you, you don't even think about it. You know. Once you give them the warning, they know the judgment. You don't have to chat to people with pussy. The slave not there, tell them that. So we are free people. But want to make people a trick on them and a distract on them with some little gay boy and a gay lifestyle and some gay girl and a gay life and everybody want to do all kind of things. Nothing wrong with that, don't you think? Phone and judgment, you think, come on. How you don't think once no man can save no man. A man can know say boy watch out, this is how me turn up. So if they are them choose then this and this and this, me do not have nothing to do with no guru. No come to me with no colonization and no colonized paperwork. Joker. Sovereign man present them own sovereign document out there. That's what me I express to the world. And Babylon fall upon them knee and say, I can't believe I him. Yet all I wanna miss it. Every single one of them. Except the warriors them was say, hey, yeah man, sovereign man I hit Rasta. Telling us that we are like a lighthouse people. Yeah, we bring our energy where yeah, it's like the earth never see it for a while because through truth. Man, them deal with truth a way about ya. So even now when we are stand up in a truth, we are being persecuted, no different from those days of the Inquisition. We're being persecuted. Again, the touch on says civil rights are generally associated with protected minority groups such as women. You hear them out there, so woman is a minority group. Woman where every man come from. How them put the woman them in the minority group. However, them say woman and African Americans. I don't know what group that is. Who are those African Americans? Where are they? I'm going to have to write Congress a letter and make him express that to me clearly and be specific. So he can present it and say, them can't call me West Indian African American because them done brand me West Indian already. You understand? Me never call myself West Indian. Me I say, watch out. Right now, go and go look if when you write a letter, you have to put WI and it means West Indies. And if me live in the West Indies, then what am I? Simple. And when you go in an ancient time, you're going to hear them call around here. India, what is it? Superior? Yo, what them a call India round us up over Asia? That India spelled H-I-N. It's spelled with an H in front of it. And it associates with the Hindus. But when you're low IQ, you're not going to know these things. And if ones like us and many other great ones that share this kind of information, the new generation are going to come and know nothing about these things. They just move like a slave, civil in their capacity, and I exercise them civility and think it's nobility. It's slavery. It have everything to do with citizenry, and we burn it with the test. Now, again, the protected characteristics include race, gender, disability, and we are talking about the civil rights, national origin, sexual orientation. Civil rights protect you in numerous settings, including employment, education, housing, access to public facilities. So this is everything what them are regulate out there. Yeah, man. Excuse me. We'll go on to say a civil rights violation occurs in designated situations when a person experiences discrimination based on a protected characteristic. So, and then make up this bull. That's why them deal with the people themselves. Yeah, man. Discrimination can come in the form of segregation, for instance. Watch out. Discrimination, and when them look on when state trooper, Ku Klux Klan member, state trooper Kevin M. Bates. Look at Joel Jaguar being a West Indian and thinks, boy, him is like all the other ones will look like him here, over there. So him just kidnap Joel Jaguar, racially profile him, racially discriminate against him, and then him was the one who start the malicious prosecution. When him couldn't convict Jaguar, every chance him get, then him start recruit other police officers to take a set on Joel Jaguar. This is what's been going on Nantucket Island. Now, most people are going to say, then him not break the law. No, what law him break? They know them can't convict him if he break any law. Why would they be playing that nonsense game in the court if he was a criminal? It not have nothing to do with criminality, people. It have everything to do with public slavery. As harsh as it sounds, I know nobody never express it like this, but that is the truth. I mean, I express it. You cannot be under the fundamental rights and freedom when you're being regulated under civil rights. It's two separate and distinct things. This is why when I'm up on the island and I start talking about the fundamental rights of Jamaica, what listen, just going on some old tapes. They can see me have all kind of crazy views. People have interest and time. But when people realize the truth of what it really is, them rather stay enslaved. It's much easier to be enslaved. It's much easier to put Andrew Holiness on a pedestal and make him feel like he is superior. Getting all a PhD and him can reason with me intellectual period. Cannot. I'm never gone no university. Bring one on a professor come sit down and have a discourse. Any subject matter. Yeah, man, me just guess it. But when it come on to law, I'm the master here. There is no other. For me, come express to the earth what law is, and it's nothing to do with what is out there. What is out there is called legal standards, and it's alternatively used as rules, regulations. However, if you agree that it's law, then it can be law for you, it can't be law for me. Them joker you can't talk to me. Them joker you got to deal with me, them have to break the law for that. Them are going to break the law. You understand? And from them have break the law, them have fair game, we can hunt them. And if them big and bad and think them, you know what I mean? You go for the ones that you just start dealing with the soft target. Because I'm tell you all of them they're right here. The baddest police now live out of space and live right here upon the island, and them have woman and picnic. Most of them have all 5, 10 woman. You can't not catch them if you want them. Them know that too. You understand? But when them rely upon a fear, where you say the day them run up in the ones when not no fear, rascal judgment. A judgment. Guys, one thing, it's like when you fight war. And when you are run down the enemy is one thing, because the enemy are run from you. But can you imagine when you are run to the enemy and the enemy are run to you? Now they must have you play chicken, so whoever, coward out one turn away. And if both are on a bold and brave, then it's a catastrophe. So go up there. Stop play games. Warriors out there, don't fool yourself. It's a spiritual war that's raging out there. Just know that. Now, whilst I can't touch upon, because I never go up, I just there in my notes, because I not expect now, yeah, right, salute, salute, salute. I say I look for one person there in my class. But I still have to touch upon the fundamental rights, what I call civil liberties. Them I call it civil rights out there. Them not really going to civil liberties on the mainland, because I don't know the difference. I'm telling you. All I want are proper citizens around there. I want to know it. All of us them are all kind of Indian. Ask them if them are a proper citizen with proper driver's license and proper all kind of properness, but them love brag. That's why I said there is a difference. Don't let them assimilate your West Indian. You get deported when them do that. You understand? Because you're an American, so you can't play the American Indian around there. You're West Indian American. Not the one where Congress regulate. You have Indian where Congress regulate, and you have none. You have Indian where Congress not regulate. You have Indian right now, they're wealthy because they might get a lot of money from Congress on behalf of a lot of people. And a lot of people in them organization clueless. Some of them will get a little thing, but the ones them where are the mastermind, we are sell out card. You're selling out your people. That's what you do. Once you collect money from any foreign entity to keep your people docile, to have them not challenge the foreign Congress, to have them being afraid to say they're sovereign, you're selling out your people. I care zero about the Cadillac where you have or whatever material nonsense most on the low IQ people chase. You sell out your people because you're not free. You not show the people them out for free, but you have them sign up and wrap up in a bed with foreign United Nations, were governed and controlled by the foreign United States Congress. It's a mess. When we talk about fundamental rights, it concerns basic rights and freedoms that are explicitly guaranteed by the Bill of Rights, or in Jamaica, by the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom, and the Jamaica Constitution or the US Constitution, or have been interpreted and inferred by legislators or the court. So you say the court can't talk nothing about law. Legislator can't make no law. Because the law, I said, them can only interpret or infer. I'm telling us on the island here, we have written law that is expressed, and I should say explicitly expressed, which is the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom. Now, on the island here, the island can link any attorney and ask them if anything go like that. And then ask why the common people now have access to that. Then another see the, public slavery. Because when a policeman can talk to you and tell you, say, boy, he might compel performance from you. That's public slavery. Listen to the police. Listen to which police? Which police? Them joker you don't ever live nowhere. You might listen to which police? And them outer order thing, they want to give some little joker authority for beat up big man and violate big man and beat up big people and beat up little picnic. Well, some of them little picnic get a lot of trouble, so yeah, sometimes they might have to get flogged in for getting in line. But when I say a big grown man and I put on a head for blow off, when I for go home and say the same thing read to the people, I play out there with them. And I talk about it's law. Which law? And then you joke at people now, go listen to me. So now always, oh, me have rights, me have rights. What rights you have? If a civil rights you have, them are gonna lick you in your face. A fundamental rights, them free that. And when they invoke that proper law, things should change. And when it don't, I tell you, sir, you have carte blanche for raise hell. And you're going to be justified. You will be justified. Why? Because you go through the proper channel and then railroad you, then bully you, then impose foreign codes on you and totally ignore the law with the right. That's all. Then you want to tell me so them not to pay with them life fee. And then if you have family, we go university and go have other big family and spread out themselves. No man. No man. Once you get wipe out, man. Why you think the flood did come into the earth? Or for remove a lot of the untidiness right there. And a joke, it sounds harsh, but it's not a joke. There is no way you're supposed to know what is right and do what is wrong, and then you tell everybody say them for follow you doing wrong. Listen again. Fundamental rights of freedom that are explicitly guaranteed by the All Bill of Rights. All of them. They offer protection from federal or state government action. This is what I'm called civil liberties on the mainland. When you hear me say fundamental rights, on the mainland, it's called civil liberties. It's separate, distinct, opposite, and apart from the fundamental rights. So there's a distinction. The civil rights is one thing where I deal with the slavery and the citizenry, and the fundamental right is when you renounce it. And now, you're going to hear them tell us, boy, the fundamental rights include the right to free speech, the right to freedom of press. All of these things were the ones that would chant. But why it can't apply to you is because of the political status what the Babylon have in the database and list you as a slave or fancy eater, subject citizen. Them now gonna just call you a citizen because you're under monarchy. Once you're under monarchy, a different kind of citizen that you're subject citizen. And you people here on the island wouldn't be under a monarchy. You're under the politicians. Politicians make all decisions for it. But that a change still because yeah, there's so much little things where as we go along we're gonna just, touch upon because we still have to get back to the utility bills like light bill and water bill and all them cable bill, all of these bills. We're gonna get back to these things. Yeah man, but we just have to focus on this energy right now for no sex. Establish yourself as being free and that's it. Then people are see you and walk right past you. Worse, you're not criminal and engaging in a criminal activity. They're not authority, they know that. But the presumption what them make, you know, it have the even a very public servant I think so them a God. That's why I say when them get some rude awakening, like you lick a man and a man don't just lick your back, a man blow your face off and you end up across all your own friend them the same judgment because them now go stand up and see you get hurt. So all when them good, them are gonna get hurt. And then judgment they gonna go on boy yeah. All of the nonsense we not talk about. Oh, crime. Listen, you were a criminal can't regulate crime, joker. So me can't listen to nothing what you say and believe it. No time at all. I won't. Because we now go have some people who can't even get a good visa. When all a big old untidy United States of America will give so much trouble. Tell you so you can't go back in a federal jurisdiction. And you are top minister here and you wanna leave office and Jamaica say so that's a problem. You have known convicted criminal write laws and you want to talk to me tell you to suck on the mother with that. Because me can read for myself. Me can me not need a sodomite for write nothing for me. Because you don't have access to law in a civil capacity. You man, watch me. Most civil rights laws are established by the federal government through federal laws enacted by the foreign Congress or by some judges, what I'm called case law. That's what civil rights deal with. Many civil rights law arose as a result of the civil rights movement. You know, so them trick the people. Them totally move them away from the civil liberties, what I'm called fundamental rights, guaranteed by the Constitution, and then promote the civil garbage. Not civil liberty, not fundamental right, but civil rights. That's why you have to be specific. We are not civil, we are savage. So absolutely nothing civil can apply to us. What do you think that means? That means I'm never going in a bush and live in a tree and no. This is how you express the distinction between the capacities, Rasta. It's like when me renunciate and I'm no longer a Jamaica citizen and me is not a part of no kind of man-made country nor man-made state. Now here I am still here. Most people think that I would, end up in a Mars somewhere or I would fall off the earth or through. Nonsense. Yeah, them have to wake up outside people. Truly. Truly. Again, does the civil rights are fundamental rights. When you have civil rights, when you talk about civil rights, it can only apply to citizens. And when you're a citizen, fundamental rights and freedoms cannot apply to you. Cannot apply to you. That's why you see the earth stay like this. And because people greedy, they're only dealing with civility because that's where the money there. That's where they can look at you as property, as commodity, and give you a bond that is being exchanged on their stock market. It's all business, my people. Even crime. Crime is a business. Yeah, man, that's why Babylon said them a go war. When Babylon have nothing for war, Babylon said them a go war crime. Yeah, man. One of the craziest things. War and crime. And who initiate the war and crime? The criminals themselves. How ironic. Our people have to wake up. Anyway, the fundamental rights include, just like I said, the right to be free from unconscionable search. All right, where they know the fundamental. That's it, people. And the distinction that, but it's subtle, so don't trick you. They make you think, say you're going to get all of them rights, when this fundamental right has nothing to do with you when you're a political citizen existing in a political constituency. This is why them can't really loud me up being in a different area from them. And I have the documentation to express to them what I've done, how I'm doing it, and even to this day they're still amazed. They're literally still amazed. I think that's why them look for me crossway. Like them I say, how I'm doing, who are teaching. Yeah, man. I could remember back in 2019, foreign people pressure Jamaica. Because them I say, why not teach this man these things and initiate him, make him have to keep him mouth shut. And Jamaica tell the foreign people, them say, we not teaching nothing. We don't know nothing about what I talk about. We are learning from it. You understand? I remember a judge tell me brawling in our court when me I said there's a conspiracy and where. And the judge just tell me brawling, said, like she has said, you think that the people are protect you? Is we just like that the judge said. Yeah man. And that's what me I tell you some more time you're in there and once you reach a level, them are gonna deal with you with respect. You know what I mean? If them don't know you, them are gonna just see you in them court like the regular slave and just a bully you. With a man like me, them always get surprised until everybody start know me and prepare for me. Them do everything, man. Jaguar, when you get on a level where you start get flowing, them are gonna bring the tactics where them do, when you're in a court, them start, you know, provoke you. Well, that are foreign. Them not gonna do that are foreign. Our Jamaica police woman, they're not different from any other Jamaican woman in it. It's just through them put on a uniform, they might think so them have something about them. Again, not different from the judge where you look at. Here what separate people, my lord. The application of them intellectual prowess. You see, if you dance and you're not nobody, and you gotta apply yourself for read and write, you're not gonna just be nobody anymore. You understand? You're not for rich. You just want to apply yourself. And you know what I mean? If you want to go here or there because you apply yourself and go through all the sacrifices to get whatever degree it is, or for master whatever subject matter it is, even when you don't have a degree. And the no say it not just come to you overnight. So the moment you have to go through all that, listen man, I just lazy, most of our people lazy. That's all I can say. Yeah, man, and true, them now face the judgment. Them no matter worry. But tyranny is tyranny. And on the island here, I see it as a slow progress. Yeah, man, now remove this, remove that. Them want to change this, them want to change that. And then when you look on them police force, you can't know it different from the military. The only difference is the color of the uniform. You understand? One camouflage and green, next one probably just blue. Put it that way. But are the very same thing that is. They're not different, it's not separate on blank paper. Because the soldier do everything now what the police are doing. The soldier cannot distinguish himself now from the common policeman. I man as a man used to always rate the military. They always say, irrespective of what it is, just the discipline by tech. And then the content, well, I don't know if them still train every day on these things. I don't even know if them do that anymore. But me doesn't love that. It's just like when I used to hear me as I get up every morning, I'm going to run and all the evening me I run and yeah, I like the discipline. I like when you have sense and when you don't have sense, you just follow the pecking order. So even when you have sense, you not gonna do nothing for mess up you know say anything where you do, you never get an attack from your sergeant or your commanding officer. Some like them discipline there, and enough one to get them discipline there. But right now, I get to understand, long time I hear it, but me now bust it out. So the military one them like wait, but you believe not going on. The man them I forget. Put it this way, the military have to be more professional as military people and come out for the social media and not for them little young. When them too young, you ban them from certain things. When you can't go work with phone, can remember before cell phone come on, policeman better go, what they would they call it? Them probably have walkie-talkie, but them better go phone box come they call. How now them a work on a phone? Which people here cannot work on a phone, man? Nah man, police just like body cam, that's enough. Them don't need nothing more. Give them body cam for walk with and walkie-talkie. What them a do on phone and internet and them a work. A joke thing, Rasta. Them thing they have to go change, man. Regulation have to go in place to make you know, say, boy, you can't depend. Watch me. If there is an emergency in your household or anything that can contact you on the walkie-talkie, you can't go road with no phone joker. You're a public entity. You understand? You're a public servant, or you're going like you're any. I go and put out a, what? And I don't know my style, you know. Watch how you soon see regulation and proposals that go out like a police that on them phone too much. Some of them have accident through them that on them phone, but they can't admit that. And them brethren never can admit it. Them brethren never burn them out privately. You can't do a work on that on phone. Because if me have my employment and you're supposed to dep on my work and you're dep on phone, me I fire you rasta. So police, just know that changes are come phone, you know. When I get away with a lot of things lately and the Prime Minister brag and spend a much amount of beer equipment for police and spend the money on. Yeah man, beer equipment for police. Well, the common people have to wait till election to get, well, on a 5,000 here or 20,000 I'm going to get now. A few years ago, them get $5,000 on a box food. I think the politician them step it up and now I get them 20 grand. I don't know if them still I get them box food, but you can't blame a man for the vote when them I get a 20 grand. They probably can't vote 3 times. And no, so you make all a 60 where you know you pay all the rent and the school you them good and yeah. So me now go get involved. What me know is this all out of nonsense. It's up to you. So it's either you go and choose a fundamental right where divine, which what them call civil liberties, other jurisdiction, I don't know what them call it around England. But I forgot look on the research there. But a civil liberties them call it on the mainland USA, that commercial area. On the island we know it has fundamental rights. Stay away from them civility, our work West Indian. Yeah man. And when a man I say we are Awakan, but then I feel talk about the American, hey, we are Awakan. Ask me what is that, and I'll tell you. I'm not creative out there, that's why I'm not loads. You understand? Yeah, I'm not separate from the sovereign creator, that's why I can't express myself as being sovereign. You're enslaved by a demigod, demiurge. You can't do it. United States Congress will put out, you know, we'll probably take away the food stamp and put it that way. So I can't say I'm a sovereign and afraid of it. Uh, you know, and all you have to do is look for the definition and you're going to know, so that's you. But when you colonize, you say, no, sir, my master is sovereign. Yeah, man, and them people are the sovereign. You can't see yourself. Anyway, but just pass through for share this. Right now, I'm hour mark. So I call it a day and give thanks, give thanks. Nicholas Johnson, Anna McKing, long time my warrior. Yeah man, we just pass through for bring clarity, cause it's not out there. Everybody had do business and we can't blame them for doing that, but yeah, say, you know, a truth supreme and we stand up right there. So. Or when, you know, if I and I, or if I just a few we are stand up my truth, it's more than enough. At least truth there. Opposed to the colonization where everybody are, you know, subject themselves to only because of the lack of knowledge. Now, even when we are presented this way, yeah, it'll go over people the same way. However, our work is done. So again, give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator of nature, our sovereign power, yeah man, our divine master, yeah man, to the mystic laws of the universe, and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our path, that guide our thoughts, that guide us in every which way. Yeah, man, in any kind of talk where we are met. So again, that guide our thoughts in our paths, in our ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. We do give thanks and praise. May the Most High guide and protect the island in all the island ways and in all the island endeavors. Yeah, may truth permeate the earth. Blissfulness, not bless, blissfulness out there, out there. Boy, Jano, Anna my king, Ryan O'Neill, Anna my lord. Yeah, man. They are chant for a few, so I wrap it up there now, you know. And may I bring information for place it inside of the island. For the island know say it not have nothing to do with I am just an instrument of the most God. I'm just that light. Yeah, man. That fireborn. But that's come to express these things, not expose it. For that show the item a truth where is necessary. Yeah, man. So the item have to just apply themselves because it's always knowledge over ignorance. Anyway, salute out there. Salute out there. Complete gratitude again. Salute warriors.